Okay, so then we want to be able to commence putting in the mane of hair, and that really is the star of the show. When you look at the detail in this, there's just so much hair. It creates that effect of a lion being majestic, really. And we get a bit of glimpse of that through the eyebrows here as well. But it's not till the hair comes in that it looks incredible and kind of has that whole different effect. So now we're going to start somewhere up here. So we've got the eye there. We've got this line that's about there. And we know that we need to start the line from here, and we need to bring it up to about there. But then we've got the hair here that crosses over around about here. So remembering that there's no right or wrong, you can do this in any order you like, but you've got to start somewhere, and that's what we've done today. So from there, we then need to create this arch. It's a beautiful arch, but we need some guidance. So from where the eye is, we need a bit of space. We need it to go to about there. We've got a really nice flow going on here that goes like that and then comes all the way out to there. But we've got to remember that the paws are here, and there's a space here from here to here. That's approximately that. So in order to get this to balance nicely, we've got to work out, okay, there's the nose there. Bring that all the way across, and that is where the bend needs to kind of turn here and then come out here. And then, of course, we're going to have the detail here that is required, and we'll worry about that last. And then we have that which will come all the way up over. And remember the shape of that. We've got to kind of complement that. So we're coming all the way up, but although that's coming up, it's got to also have a really nice rounded edge coming over here in the same sort of way as we match it up. So that's nicely come together. And then on this side, what do we have that we can also work with to be able to match that line up? We have this one here. So now this line here, which comes all the way to there and then comes all the way down here, is all we need to get that face completed. All right, so now what's next? Well, we need to start with the areas that are not so difficult. So why don't we leave Simba as the next part, but before we put Simba in, we'll go with this bit of hair here, the mane, so that way there, that doesn't affect anything, and we should be able to get that right. So we've got here, we've got like 1, 2, 3 lots of grains of hair here. So we'll just sort of go with that. And if I just kind of draw that freehand and I don't worry about it so much, you'll find that I'll probably be able to draw this a lot easier freehand and just go with it. So now that will work there. Now these fingers here are about the same size as what they are on here. So what I'd like to do now to adjust this is probably enhance the sizing of these fingers so that we can utilize this space that we've now got going on here. So back to here. So we're going to go a little bit more, and then we're going to start to really bring that out a lot bigger that way. So now we're in proportion. And then again here, bringing it down a little bit, bringing it across, and then bringing it a little bit bigger, a little wider there. And then again with the last one, we are going to go like that, and we are going to go something like that. So now that we have that, that will fit nicely there, and we can sort of work that grain up into all of that, which is the detail that we're going to do later. Where the eye is as a measuring point, that which I freehand drew needs to probably come down a little bit more, which is to there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that like that, and then I'm going to flick it out at about there and remove the earlier one that was a little bit high. There we are there. And we now have that part of the hair. So again here, you know, just allowing ourselves to feel that drawing, you know, just get those lines happening, but be aware certain lines are a lot darker than other lines, and then get that drawing to take shape with the usage of that pencil. And you don't need to color the whole thing in. We've got that area here. Okay, so again here, just emphasizing that a little bit there, a little bit more there, and then allowing that to also flow through into there. And we have got here what looks like the inside of the ear of the lion. So obviously that's going to get shaded in something like that. Just draw that there so I can remember that I've got to finalize that later. And then a little bit more there, and then a bit like that. So as you can see now, the lines and the flow of those lines. So we've got that. And then we have on this side here, we have the hair that continues up over here, and it kind of needs to intersect over there and then come up like that. We've got that section, another one there, bring it up a little bit more. That's there, and remember you've got to bring that back down anyway. And then we've got another small one there. Now definitely a challenging drawing, not something I've done before, and you know, it just goes to show the difficulty in these drawings. You know, someone has obviously spent a lot of time trying to create the feel and the character and the emotion behind this wonderful character, or two characters that have been created. So, okay, now the detail here would be last. We wouldn't worry about that, but we need to draw Simba. So what I want to do with that is to work out where we put his paw. It's obviously on the hair, and we know that if this hair is continuing, we've got those three, then we've got those, we know that Simba needs to commence somewhere here. And if I start with this line here, even though I could have done it from the nose, but it needs to fit in nicely here. So I'm just going to kind of go like that and use that as my starting point, and see how I go with that. So that goes there, and then we have that there, and this is going to have to come down like that. And as you can see visually, I'm just following the lines, following these lines. Okay, we've got that there, and we've got that there. And then this needs to come back up again, creating that soft line there. And within this area here, we need the eye, but the eye has to start around about there, the eye socket itself, and it needs to go to about there. So once we've got that in there, and then we kind of position the round eye itself in there, and like that with the twinkle, we've got our first eye there. And then on this side here, we've got that there. It probably doesn't need to go up that high, so I might just remove it a little bit because I've got to start the eye there. And I know that the eye would have to be somewhere there. I'm just going to freehand draw that quickly in there. I did want to be a lot quicker on this drawing, this illustration or sketch, but it's a lot more difficult. It's going to take a lot longer now that I'm into that drawing. Okay, so trying to get that nice and big. And then again here we have the eye, like that. We have the eyelid, and then the eyeball itself, the pupil with a twinkle in there as well. So let's just color that in a little bit. Okay, so we've got all that, and It's my dog. What's the matter, Jet? My dog's just been woken up. Okay, so back to here. Now, the mouth area here. We've got that, and that's obviously got to come in. But what we need to really do is to be able to get this squarish area here to happen. So let's just try and bring that here. This here has got the mouth area going up like that, because this is one happy cub at this point. Draw that like that and bring that down a little bit more. Bring that one a little bit more. And what we want to do is make sure that we're getting the right squarish shapes. So even though I've drawn that in, I'm adjusting it now, and I won't be needing that line there. And then the inside of the mouth. Okay, there is a bit of shadow going on there. There's a tooth there, there's another tooth there, and the tongue there. And we've got darkness going on there. So that's all good. And then we have over here, this section here, which at the moment, if you look here, you can see that this nasal area could probably have gone a little bit thinner and a little bit more squarish there. So that's probably a lot more similar to the way they've drawn it. So I'll just fix that one there up like that. And this area here, although that will work nicely in there, you probably don't need it to be all the way there. So just like that. And we are now ready to bring this part from there, kind of to take it like that out. Okay, again, freehand draw that bit and then bring the ear out there. The same thing here. Now we want to balance this area. He's got, obviously, Simba's got the hair here, 2, 3, 4, something like that, or it's actually 3. So just 1, 2, and 3. That'll work that way. That goes up like that, and then we've got this bit of hair nicely coming over the top here like that, and then we've got the ear there, which if I look here at this section here, I've got this line that needs to kind of carry forward to there, and that will help me with the ear line here and again here. I need it to be a little bit wider, so I might remove that bit there and try and get the distance there. So it's about there. So let's go up like that and then bring that line nicely like that. Okay, that line needs to be quite light and thin so you can rub the rest out, and we've got it there. Okay, so we're happy with that. And then this line here needs to come down a little bit, and it needs to come out a little bit as well, so that this line has got, now that line's probably a bit long. I might actually move it back a little. So if we've got that line straight there and he needs to have that there, then I can bring that line all the way out like that. And all I need to do at this point is to have the fingers. So I'm going to draw one there, and then from that finger I draw the second one, and then I put the third one in, and I put the fourth one in, which kind of ends up where it needs to end up. So I know the size may be a bit big. We can adjust that. As I said, we just want to get everything in the right place. And the rest of it is fine tuning. We do that last. So again, we've got that. We've got another one there, the lines of the fingers or paws. And then bringing that all the way in and over so that we've got kind of something like that going on. These do not need to be all the way to the top there, but you just want to get the feel for it. And when you are coloring these in, or shading, you will be able to adjust that as well. And that's kind of another area That is really important. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll start the next video and I'll continue with it.